Hello everyone. Today's presentation is based on most important topics for legal reasoning and their LUCID explanations. So the first is the private member bill. What is a private member bill? An MP who is not a minister is a private member, and while both private members and ministers take part in the lawmaking process, bills introduced by private members are referred to as private members bill, and those introduced by ministers are being covered under the ambit of government bills. Has a private member's bill ever become a law? As per PRS legislature, no private member's bill has been passed by Parliament since 1970. Now is the proof and non-proof of citizenship. Citizenship. Citizenship signifies the relationship between individual and state. Like any other modern state, India has two kinds of people, citizens and aliens. Citizenship is an idea of exclusion as it includes non-citizens also. There are two well-known principles for the grant of citizenship, jus soli and jus sanguinis. Citizenship. The Constitution of India provides for a single citizenship for a whole of India. Every person who was at the commencement of the Constitution domiciled in the territory of India and who was born in India, and secondly, either of whose parents was born in India, C, who has been ordinarily resident in India for not less than 5 years. Release of prisoner due to pandemic. Prisoners are vested with numerous human and fundamental rights. With this thought, let's examine the recent policies adopted by several states to enable the temporary release of certain categories of prisoners from jail for a specified period of time due to COVID-19 pandemic. The court directed each state, union territory to constitute a high-powered committee to determine which class of prisoners can be released on parole or interim bail for such period as may be thought appropriate. The court clarified that it would be open for High Court Power Committee to determine the category of prisoners. The top court said that the purpose of its earlier orders was to ensure the states and UT assess the situation in their prisons and release certain prisoners. A bench of Chief Justice S.A. Bobde and Justices said its orders have to be followed in letter and spirit will also be applicable in correctional homes. It is found that a prisoner who has been released is suffering from coronavirus. After the release, necessary steps will be taken by the authority concerned by placing him/her in appropriate quarantine facility. It directed that transportation of inmates shall be done in full compliance of the rules and norms of so. Now is the right to strike. Specific reference to doctors. With salary pending from past 3 months, March, April, and May, there was a sense of resentment among doctors, especially resident ones working in hospitals under Delhi municipal corporations. The Supreme Court, taking serious note of non-payment of salary and lack of proper accommodation to doctors engaged in fight against COVID-19, said that the court should not involve in issue of non-payment of salary to healthcare workers and government. The doctor also questioned the central new SOP making their 14-day quarantine non-mandatory. In war, you do not make soldiers unhappy. Travel extra mile and channel some extra money to address grievances. The bench said, you need to do more, must make sure that their concerns are addressed. On June 4, the center had told the top court that a large number of makeshift hospitals will have to be built in the near future to accommodate the constant rise in the number of newly patients. The ministry, in its reply affidavit, had said healthcare workers are properly protected by the personal protective equipments in workplace setting and carry no additional risk to their families or children. That's all for today's presentation. Thank you and have a great day ahead.